Hi humans, welcome to Alex Inform, where we put different DIY ideas to the test. And today, I have a music spectrum kit on my desk. The best part? It doesn't require any programming. This complete kit includes everything we need, and it actually boasts some pretty good features. Fake or real, this test will reveal. We've got a PCB board and a bunch of components, both SMD and THT types. There's also an instruction sheet, but it's only in Chinese. Still, it should help as a general guide. Alright, let's begin with the resistors. We've got one extra 4.7 kilo ohm and one extra 360 ohm resistor. Always nice to have spares, right? Time to warm up the soldering iron and get started. My plan is to start by placing all the SMD resistors groups and solder each group one by one. Then I'll solder the diode. Move on to the through-hole components, and leave the capacitors and LM358 and LM339 for last on the control side. Meanwhile, let's understand how does this kit work. The microphone picks up sound vibrations and converts them into a tiny AC voltage. Just a few millivolts. After, a small signal goes into the LM358 amplifier, the first stage, where it gets boosted with the help of capacitor. There's also a variable resistor to adjust sensitivity. We have a sound waveform that swings depending on the sound level. Now, the stronger signal passes through a diode and a capacitor, which convert the AC signal into DC signal. The capacitor smooths the peaks, so the LEDs respond to sound intensity, not every tiny wave which changes multiple times each second. Now we got a slowly varying DC voltage proportional to how loud the sound is. Next up, the LM339, which has 4 independent comparators. Each comparator compares that loudness voltage against a reference level set by resistors. When the input voltage exceeds the reference, the output switches on. The outputs pull the LED cathode to the ground when it activates. So, as the sound gets louder, more thresholds are crossed, and more LEDs light up. And finally we get a vertical LED bar that grows with the sound level, like a mini VU meter. Once the control section completed, the last step is to put all LEDs in a place. I'm going with the sequence blue, yellow, red. The final touch is to install all light diffusing acrylic sheets. And that's it. All assembly is done. Alright, let's power it up. The instructions don't specify what voltage to use. I checked the product page and it mentions a range 5 to 12 volts DC. To be sure, I took a look at the main chip's voltage characteristics, and both the LM358 and LM339 can handle up to 32 volts. So I'm going with 12 volts here. And the first LED turns on. Okay, but why is that happening? It seems like its comparator reference is set low, so it lights up even with just a tiny signal, or probably some background noise. But hey, let's test it with some music. And it works. It's not sensitive enough, as when I move my speaker a little bit further, this kit does not react, even despite adjusting variable resistor. But for the price, it looks pretty good. You get exactly what you pay for. If you're interested, the link to where I bought it is in the description. And don't forget to subscribe, as more DIY projects are on the way. See you soon.